letter from A to Z.
It's like an R.
Okay, and then you have to pick a number from 1 to 9.
7.
So this is Thomas Ross Jr. from Spoon River Anthology by Edgar Lee Masters. Picked randomly by the passerby, who is now the listener. Thomas Ross Jr. This I saw with my own eyes. A cliff swallow made her nest in a hole of the high clay bank there near Miller's Ford. But no sooner were the young hatched than a snake crawled up to the nest to devour the brood. Then the mother swallow with swift flutterings and shrill cries fought at the snake, blinding him with a beat of her wings, until he, wriggling and rearing his head, fell backward down the bank into Spoon River and was drowned. Scarcely an hour passed until a shrike impaled the mother swallow on the thorns. As for myself, I overcame my lower nature, only to be destroyed by my brother's ambition.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That was Thomas Ross Jr. And they're linked too. There'll be, as you read through them, there'll be relatives in the same cemetery, and they'll have different things to say about them.
Cool.
Thank you. That's an exciting project. Joni called to wish me luck. I asked her if she was going to wish Paul luck too. I just did, she said. He's in the shower now. In the shower? Mm-hmm. She whispered into the phone. I wish it were you, darling. Maybe soon it will be. Goodbye. She hung up the phone. Joni knew the kind of things to say. She knew how to say it, too. Even though I knew it was phony and she knew it was phony, it still got next to me. The next team we played was half white, so I figured they couldn't be much. They had this one whitey they called Sweet Jesus, who was supposed to hold me. He's about 6'4" and had long hair and a beard. The sucker didn't warm up and spent the whole time before the game with a towel on his head. I told Paul to send out for some soda because I was going to have that sucker's heart for lunch. It didn't quite come off that way. The first time the ball came down court, he took me inside, got the ball, and dunked backwards. The next time he got the ball, he told me he was going left, was going to stop and throw in a soft jumper that wasn't going to touch anything but the net and my ego. He did it, too. The fool had me believing he could walk on water by the third quarter. My best game was as good as his, and I think he knew it. I was playing my best game, too, and just wondering whether he was playing his. When I had the ball, he was on my case like a hungry dog on a pork chop. When he had the ball, I was doing everything I knew how to do, and the cat was still getting his stuff off. We won the game, but it brought us back to earth. We were so tired afterwards we couldn't even get off the benches in the locker room. But we had won by 1 point. That's great. Ulysses called to his mother, "Ma, somebody's sitting on our front porch steps." "Well," Ms. McCauley said, "go on out to him, Bess, and ask him in. Whoever he is, you needn't be afraid." Bess McCauley went out onto the porch. "Won't you come in?" she said to the soldier. "My mother would like you to come in." The soldier turned slowly and looked up at the girl. He spoke very quietly. "Bess," he said, "sit down beside me. Sit down beside me until I'm quiet inside and able to stand again. My legs are trembling, and if I try to stand now, I'll fall. Sit down beside me, Bess." The girl sat down on the steps beside the young man. "How do you know my name?" she said softly. "Who are you?" "I don't know who I am," the soldier said, "but I know who you are and who your mother is and who your brothers are. Sit close to me, Bess, until I quiet down." "Do you know my brother Marcus?" Bess said. "Yes," the soldier said. "Your brother gave me my life, a place of birth, a family. Yes, I know him. He is my brother, too." "Where is Marcus?" Bess said. "Why hasn't he come home with you?" "Bess," the soldier said. He handed the girl a ring Marcus McCauley had given him. "Your brother Marcus sent you this." Bess McCauley didn't speak for some time, and then she said, "Is Marcus dead?" Her voice was hushed, not excited. "No," the soldier said. "Bess, believe me." He kissed the girl on the mouth. "He's not dead." Homer McCauley came walking down the street. His sister Bess ran out to him. "Homer," she said, "he's come for Marcus. They were friends. He's sitting on her steps." She turned and ran into the house. Homer stood looking at Toby George. "Toby," he said, "I thought I knew you when we talked in the park." He waited a moment and then said, "The telegram came this afternoon. I have it in my pocket. What are we going to do?" "Tear it up, Homer," the soldier said. "Throw it away. It's not true. Tear it up." Homer brought the telegram out of his pocket and swiftly tore it up. He put the small pieces back into his pocket to keep forever. please, help me out, the soldier said. We'll go into the house together. Homer Macaulay leaned down to Toby George, the orphan who had come home at last, and the soldier took the messenger by the shoulders and slowly got to his feet. Now Homer lifted his voice. There was no sadness in his words, in his way of saying them. Ma, he said, Bess, Mary, play some music. The soldiers come home. Welcome them. The music began. Let me stand here a moment and listen, the soldier said. Homer Macaulay and Toby George listened to the music, each of them smiling, the soldier with a tender painfulness, and the messenger with a kind of happiness he could not yet understand. A lovely thing to do. Why don't people do this all the time? I do. Wonderful. And you do. I guess so. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks. You're going to get a little card. Okay. We will have a quote from William Saroyan on the boards. It acts like a program for the performance, and it will also have our website and writers that we represent. Thanks for being my last reader too. Thank you. Bye-bye. Remember that happiness is as contagious as gloom. It should be the first duty of those who are happy to let others know their own gladness. And that's from Maurice Maeterlinck, whose birthday is today, August 29th, 2014. Happy birthday.
If the study to which you apply yourself had a tendency to weaken your affections and to destroy your taste for those simple pleasures in which no alloy can possibly mix, then that study is certainly unlawful. That is to say, not benefiting the human mind. Now, if this rule was always observed, if no man allowed any pursuit whatsoever to interfere with the tranquility of his domestic affections, why Greece had not been enslaved, Caesar would not have spared his country. America would have been discovered more gradually, and the empires of Mexico and Peru had not been destroyed. How was that? Now
that's beautiful, baby.
Talk.
I loved how you read that. That
well,
was charming,
so
beautiful,
and there's no charge.
Well, oh no, it's only by donation. Thanks, y'all.
You're welcome.